It's about 11 o'clock, and I'm sitting in front of, well, I'm actually sitting a couple of blocks from the historic courthouse in Woodland, which is the Yolo County seat. I'm here because it's Valentine's Day, and I come here every Valentine's Day. My friends Ellen and Shelley come to get a marriage license. They're denied every year because they're a lesbian couple. And this year the county recorder, who's a wonderful woman named Freddie Oakley, who's been married 37 years, has 2 grown kids, considers herself an evangelical Christian. Every year it kills Freddie to have to turn Ellen and Shelley down. This year she decided that when the gay and lesbian couples showed up at her office, she was going to, instead of just turning them down, she was also going to give them a certificate of inequality, telling them that she fully supports their right to be married, and that she's very sorry that she can't give it to them. This has caused an international stir, apparently. She's heard from people all over the country and all over the world. And so look out here, there are news trucks everywhere. There's been a rallying call from one of the religious right groups led by Randy Thomason, and he's supposed to be here, and they're expecting a huge crowd to turn out for this thing. So I got here early to get a parking place, mainly, and I'll go up to the courthouse and wait for people to arrive, and let's see whether it gets ugly or not. It just seems a shame that they can't get married. They've been together 33 years, and a lot of these people who are coming today to request marriage licenses have been together that long, or almost that long. So I'm off to the courthouse, and let's see what happens. Here we go.
We're out here because we want to get married. We want the world to know that 2 little old ladies who've been together for 33 years deserve the right to have equal access to civil marriage.
And what do you think of the efforts of Freddie and what she's doing?
I think the fact that Freddie is doing something, is standing up for us, is absolutely wonderful. It takes really courage for an elected politician to stand up and say what she thinks is right, and she's doing that for us.
If you apply in the time, unless, is your proposed partner someone of the opposite gender? See, that's none of my business, but I have to ask. I would prefer to give you a marriage license, but what I'm going to give you is your own official certificate of inequality. That's a shame. It is a shame. I am too. I really hate this.
Married in British Columbia. We have a marriage certificate.
Immigration status is one of the most compelling reasons why this law is so unjust. You know, if I had the misfortune to be, wanting as a life partner someone who was from another country and my same gender, my rights would be completely different than the rights of someone who has an opposite gender partner. And I know people who have come back to take care of their dying mothers who could bring their dogs with them, but not their same gender partners and their children. It's heartbreaking, and it's wrong.
Well, thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you for coming in. Hello. I'd like for you to get married. I think that would be great. But this is the 5th year that I'm telling you to do. It's very, very old. And you were married in San Francisco, and they told you to do that. And I hope with all my heart that very soon I can tell you yes. And when I can, I'm paying for your marriage license. Yeah, everybody knows, and I meant it the first time, and I mean it this time.
What I'm looking for in marriage is the ability to take care of Lori, for her to take care of me, for us to be responsible for each other, for us to be able to retire in a way that we're protected, and for us to be able to give our the biggest thing I'm worried about right now is if something happens to me, we're going to have to sell my house as a house and tax the driver out of our home of 15 years, for example. About, 1,000 different rights and responsibilities that we can't get access to without marriage.
Really need to time. Quit sitting at the back of the bus. I think that they're questions of dignity. I also think, the important things about marriage contracts, certainly about civil marriage contracts, are not who you're going to go to bed with. They're who controls the property and how is it controlled. Who's entitled to inherit and how do they inherit? What about children that are born into marriage and questions of their status? Immigration status. If you have the bad luck to be a gay male in love with a gay male from another country, his immigration status is not being modified because he's your life partner, because he can't marry you. So he can't get any kind of advantaged treatment to live here with you. So gay couples leave the country if they're international couples. So this protest was going to happen whether I joined it or not. Every year for the past 5 years, gay and lesbian couples have come to us on Valentine's Day as part of the national marriage equality day protest. And they fill out an application for a marriage license, and every Valentine's Day I tell them no. And this year I decided, you know what, I'm joining the protest.
Okay. So what are you hoping to accomplish?
Well, I hope that people think seriously about this issue of same-gender marriage and consider whether or not it really is the right thing to deny equal rights to people based on the gender of their partner.
Do you feel it's appropriate to use a public venue for a personal protest?
Well, I don't think it's a personal protest. It's a public. It's part of my job to issue marriage certificates. I'm the only person in Yolo County who can do that. And as long as it's part of my job to uphold this law, I consider it part of my job to comment on this law. And in my opinion, this is no different than the sheriff talking about speed limits or the assessor talking about tax rates. These are issues that affect us and how we conduct our business. And I think it's appropriate for me to have opinions about this. And the president.
Your name, sir?
My name is Lyle Smith.
And where are you from?
From Davis.
Okay, and why are you here?
I'm here to support the company that support equal rights for all Americans, the Constitution. Our country was founded during the time of enlightenment, an age of reason. And whether they're lesbians, gays, heterosexuals, they still have the right to get married.
Doggy couples, they're calling them, tied the knot in Hong Kong today just in time for Valentine's Day.
There we go. 9 dog brides and grooms, and going down the aisle as they entered into wedded bliss and exchange wedding collars instead of rings. Canine couples also stamped their paw prints on the wedding licenses. There you go. And the dog owner said that the event was meant to mark the end of the year of the dog on the Chinese calendar. One of those rare events when you say your wife looks like a dog and